the episode of the program OKEx Talks, brought to you by OKEx Africa. This is a beautiful program with invite innovators, and we talk about cryptocurrency, we talk about blockchain, and how people, government, individuals, and organizations can leverage it to creating wealth and innovation. So today we have a very interesting, as usual, how we do it. We have a very interesting topic today, and an interesting guest as well, who is going to be helping us talk about this. So, I'm your anchor for today, Lee Uchama. So let's look at the topic for today. So we are looking at cryptocurrency beyond trading. Can educational institutions, firms, government, and communities reach the essence of blockchain technology? So that's the topic that we'll be looking at today. So, when you talk about cryptocurrency, a lot of things, one thing that comes to anyone's mind is trading. You talk about how you can buy your coin, leave it, or how you can trade it against different currencies and even against your fiat currencies. But today we'll be looking at cryptocurrency beyond trading. Can educational institutions, firms, government, and communities reach the essence of blockchain technology? First of all, let me also welcome our host in the person of Mr. Paul Ezaflukwe, Business Development Lead, OKEx Africa. So he's not with us today, but let me right now welcome our guest for today. Our guest for today is Amin Ayana. He is the founder of Blockchain News Ghana. You are welcome, Amin. Can you hear me, Amin?
Thanks, Lee. Thanks for having me. It's actually my pleasure, and I'm privileged to be on your platform. That is actually driving the awareness and the use cases of blockchain and cryptocurrency. Thanks for having me again. Good evening to your audience and esteemed listeners from Nigeria. And also, I want to also say a very good evening to my Ghanaian audience in the blockchain space.
Thank you very much, Amin, for taking our time to joining us today on the show too. Thank you very much. And we know the amazing work you're also doing in this ecosystem. I really appreciate. Thank you once again. So for our audience, you know how we do it on this show. If you have questions, you look at the topic at the course of this show. If you have questions for our guests, you'll be able to drop it on the comment section. When we get to that stage, we'll be able to pick your questions. So do well to follow OKEx on their social media handles. You can follow OKEx on Telegram and Twitter at OKEx Africa. Follow OKEx Africa on social media, Twitter and Telegram. So we'll go for a short break. When we return, we dive into the show proper. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Kaka. I'm the founder of InCrypto. I'm a cryptocurrency trader, blockchain consultant, and I'm one of the OKEx partners in Nigeria. I've been using OKEx since 2018. My experience of using OKEx has been fantastic. The platform is safe and secure for traders. The user interface is really clean. There were so many challenges that I was having with other exchanges that are not found in OKEx. OKEx is one of those platforms where you can trade with peace of mind. Take, for example, the trading volume. OKEx trading volume is really legit. Their listing criteria must be really good because you won't find those shit coins, that are just out there to scam you. I would recommend OKEx to other people because of the security of the exchange. OKEx is one of those exchanges that has never been hacked.
OKS Talks brought to you by OKS Cryptocurrency Exchange. So today we are looking at cryptocurrency beyond trading. Can educational institutions, firms, governments, and communities reach the essence of blockchain technology? I have number one question for our guest today in the person of Amin Ayana. Looking at when you talk about cryptocurrencies, this particular topic is so much interesting. When you talk about cryptocurrency, what comes to someone's mind is uh, how do I buy and make money from it? How do I trade against different currencies and all the rest of it? So let's just look at what actually is crypto trading on? How does it work? So before we now look at beyond the trading.
Yes, I'm glad you asked this question. When you mentioned crypto trading, for me, I believe in foundational understanding. So I would like to break it down. And so now we have crypto and we have trading. So crypto, we're referring to cryptography. So, what does cryptography seek to achieve? Cryptography seeks to achieve security, like when you are communicating between or amongst each other, or when you are transacting amongst each other, it will be on a very secure platform. So, we have crypto there. So, trading simply, as you and I know, is selling and buying products or exchanging value. So, what it means is that you are actually trading, you're actually selling and buying on a platform that is secured and you will determine what you are going to trade. It can be currency, that is cryptocurrency. So, crypto, as we say, is trading on a platform that we call exchange. So, the exchange is actually as a mobile application or a platform that would guide the user in exchanging or buying coins on the platform. Yeah. So, that is crypto trading.
Yeah, one thing, there is another conflicting issue when it comes to crypto and blockchain. People don't really know the difference between these two. It's at times it confuses, most especially the newbies or people who are trying to get into the ecosystem newly. So they kind of get confused about blockchain and cryptocurrency. So what would you say about that? How would you differentiate it? I know there are some analogies some people use when it comes to explaining that. How can you break down that?
Yeah, most of the times when you discuss some of these terminologies, you like to check what triggered some of these technologies. If we all can remember, in the United States, that is 2008, we had an economic recession, and I would like to say that blockchain technology existed before 2008. But 2008, because we had an economic recession, some people decided to um, produce or bring about a particular application or currency that will liberate all of us, that will bring financial inclusion, that will give everyone the opportunity to actually trade money and make some profit. So if you look at cryptocurrency, it's actually taking inspiration from blockchain technology. So you decide to exchange this thing, currencies amongst each other, but you are using it with cryptography. That is a very secure, like secured platform. So basically, we can say that cryptocurrency is actually a user case of what? Blockchain technology. You get it? So cryptocurrency is a subset of blockchain technology. When we talk about blockchain technology, it's actually an enabler of what? It's actually enabling technology that allows us to exchange value. You get the point. So if you decide to exchange value in terms of currency, then it means that you are engaging in what we call crypto trading, or that is what we call cryptocurrency. Yes. So
Yeah,
cryptocurrency
there's a
is
way.
inspiration from blockchain. Yes.
Yeah, that's nice. A nice explanation. There is also a way I normally break it down when I'm trying to explain it to newbies. I try to let them understand that, cryptocurrency. I use this analogy when it comes to rail and train and railway. So you have train. So the blockchain is like the railway, while cryptocurrencies and other things that run on the blockchain is like the train itself. So both work hand in hand, because a train cannot function without a railway, and a railway will be useless if there is no train to run on it. That's what of some of the analogy that I use when explaining it to newbies. So talking about this, what ways, let's away from the trading aspect of cryptocurrency, what ways can one leverage the blockchain sector beyond trading? How can this sector benefit people? A lot of people will say, I'm not a crypto trader. I don't know how to do all this. Okay, how can I leverage blockchain and cryptocurrency even though I'm not a trader? So you could see that a lot of institutions are emerging from this sector. Like you can see the media sector, you don't need to trade, but you could also play a role in the in this setup. So how can one leverage that this setup beyond trading?
Yes, for me, I actually believe that you actually make a decision to adapt or adopt a technology when it's best fit for you. Hello, can you hear me? I think I lost your signal.
Okay, I can hear you.
Great, great, great. I was saying that when you're looking at the adoption or adaptation of a technology, you must first make sure that it fits your purpose. So for me, I would like to take it from this angle. What is the essence of blockchain technology? For me, because blockchain is an enabler, I would say that it promises certain things. So what does it promise? It promises immutability. Immutability is when you are involved in an agreement with someone, that person cannot go behind your back and make changes to that agreement without you knowing. Even if that person attempts to change your agreement, that particular technology will tell you that so so and so made an attempt to change your agreement. So you realize that in terms of this particular promise, that is immutability, you can keep your records and you will be rest assured that before someone would even tamper with it, you will be notified. So that is what immutability. It also promises transparency. You realize that in the dealing of people, in the dealing of organizations, in the dealing of consortiums, they need to trust each other. And they can trust each other if all parties clearly understand what is going on amongst them. You get the point. So the transparency is promised by blockchain technology. It also promises inclusion and security. So these are the promises of blockchain technology. So now, because in the financial space, the bank was seen as a very centralized organization, citizens needed a particular freedom to actually trade amongst themselves without involving the bank. That is why blockchain technology actually upsetted the financial space first. So that's when you have the crypto trading and the rest. But if you look at other spaces, for instance, if you look at the health sector, there are certain challenges that are peculiar to the health sector in terms of data protection, patient data protection. Most of the patient's data are stored on a centralized point. So it means that if any attacker attempts to take the patient data, which is very, very sensitive, it's going to be easy because it's at a centralized point. So because blockchain promises transparency, it promises security, it promises immutability, you would want to use such a technology in the health space to protect the data of the patient so that you'll be able to what? Offer that patient experience the patient is looking for. Now, if you come to sectors like supply chain, COVID-19, for instance, the global pandemic, actually exposed us as a globe in terms of the distribution of vaccines. You get the point. So, in terms of the distribution of vaccines, we realized that certain countries were able to acquire some portion of the vaccines, and other countries were not able to acquire the amount that they want. And in certain instances, they weren't able to trace where some of these vaccines were actually going. So you realize that in such a space, in terms of logistics, supply chain, you would want to have a particular technology that gives everyone or parties involved in the exchanges, i.e., states, i.e., maybe medical hospitals, i.e., points where citizens can go and what? Take the vaccine. You want everything to be clear, you want everything to be transparent, and you want to know where it's actually going. So blockchain technology was actually needed there. Up to this point, is actually needed there. So that is why we have certain technology giants like IBM. They designed technologies that were what? Blockchain oriented for certain countries, i.e. US, i.e. UK, which they used in order to ensure that where they wanted their vaccines to be sent to, they will actually send them so they could track it. You get the point? That is the logistics and supply chain. If you look at the educational sector, we sometimes have issues with what? Certificate forgery. When you are issued a certificate, maybe you can actually forge or tamper with your certificate. You can actually get your first class when you actually have a third class. So some of these issues, we actually need a technology that will be able to secure this particular what? Certificate. So that if anyone attempts to tamper with it, the system will what? Notify parties that are involved in the verification of the certificate. So you realize that that is actually a use case in the educational sector. If you also look at the
Yeah.
governance, if you
Oh,
also
you
look
know,
at the government implemented, yeah,
talking about the educational sector is a very a critical sector, and I want us to look deep into that particular sector and even governance. When we get to that place, I would like to look deeper into that and see how blockchain can, how educational sectors can leverage blockchain to enhance in the activities. You have really mentioned about the certificate forgery issue, where blockchain can solve that problem, a very big challenge when it comes to forgery of certificates. My producers are notifying me that we'll be going for a short break. So when we return from our short break, we'll be looking at how blockchain technology, how these educational institutions can leverage blockchain technology to enhancing their activities. So let's go for a short break. When we return, we take that. We'll be right back.
Studio Kaka. I'm the founder of In Crypto. I'm a cryptocurrency trader, blockchain consultant, and I'm one of the OKEx partners in Nigeria. I've been using OKEx since 2018. My experience of using OKEx has been fantastic. The platform is safe and secure for traders. The user interface is really clean. There were so many challenges that I was having with other exchanges that are not found in OKEx. OKEx is one of those platforms where you can trade with peace of mind. Take for example the trading volume. OKEx trading volume is really legit. Their listing criteria must be really good because you won't find those shit coins, that are just out there to scam you. I would recommend OKEx to other people because of the security of the exchange. OKEx is one of those exchanges that has never been hacked.
In case you're just joining us, this is OKS Talk Show, brought to you by OKS Cryptocurrency Exchange. So today we are talking about cryptocurrency beyond trading. Can educational institutions, firms, government, and communities reach the essence of blockchain technology? With our amazing guest in the person of Amin Ayana, who is the founder of Blockchain News Ghana. So we have been discussing briefly around this particular topic. So right about now, let's look at the next question that I have. for him. How is this educational institutions, how are they going to leverage blockchain, seeing how important the our educational institutions are, not only in Africa but around the globe? So how do you think, you made mention earlier on about certificate forgery, that blockchain can play a role there, and having transparency about the certificate of anyone that graduates in a particular institution. So what other ways can they leverage blockchain technology?
Yeah, exactly. So when you look at the educational institution, you see they have a huge role to play when it comes to blockchain technology, because the technology in itself, it has certain challenges. You get the point in terms of blockchain awareness. For me, I believe that an educational institution should be responsible for that. If you look at aside from the certificate forgery, if you look at, for instance, certain universities, maybe universities in Ghana, we have University of Ghana, you have University of Cape Coast, and all of those universities. If you look at their certification repository, they are stored in a very centralized location where you can actually get into that central location and verify your certificate. Now, the point is that they shouldn't have it in a centralized and what situation. They should decentralize it, or they should distribute it amongst, or they should replicate that particular point of repository, so that any attempt to attack any or even change the data on this on this distributed what point, they will be notified, so that no one can actually forge the certificate. If you also look at other aspects in terms of how they can leverage it, the school wants to internationalize. Already, they are internationalized because they have international students in their partnership in terms of developing or designing curriculums and all that. So these schools can actually decide that we want to work together. And in working together, we'll be exchanging student data. You get the point. So in the exchange of data or information that is relevant to them, they actually need a particular secured platform that they can actually use in exchange of data and all that. And they will all be rest assured that they can trust the system that they are on. So in terms of international and partnership, they can actually harness what? The power of blockchain, so that they can actually trace all the agreements that has happened maybe 100 years ago, 200 years ago, because these universities have actually been in the system for a very long time. So it empowers them in terms of what? Looking at what? Their past records, having it intact. It helps them in terms of transparency, and they can actually forge or build their brand or position themselves as to how they want to position themselves in the international space. So these are some of the ways that educational institution can actually leverage blockchain. Because an educational institution, most of the times, if you are engaged in anything that has to do with knowledge, your first point of contact is the educational institution. So you can imagine the parties and the firms that they'll be dealing with. Educational institutions deal with government. Educational institutions deal with millions of information when it comes to student data, when it comes to corporate data. They undergo researches, and researches that they undergo, they add that ethical dimension to all the data collections and everything. So if you are able to collect all this data when you undergo your research, and you are not able to store it properly, you're not able to secure it properly, what's going on? What is the implication of that? You get the point. It doesn't position you as an institution, and you can actually have certain fraudulent activities or attacks on your databases. It was clear that certain institutions in our country, they are, we call it the MIS portal, where students will actually go on that particular platform to verify their results. At some particular point in time, it was attacked. So it was down for a moment and all that. Can we point out the amount of data that was taken from that particular university? No. Blockchain promises that. Although it doesn't promise us everything, but I believe that transparency actually is important in every activity that you engage in, because it breeds loyalty, it breeds commitment to your course of action. So these are some of the ways that educational institutions can actually operate when it comes to blockchain. In certain situations, educational institutions are regulated. For instance, in the country, University of Ghana is regulated in terms of accreditations and all that. That's the educational ministry. Educational ministry is dealing with University of Ghana. They are dealing with other universities. You get the point. So in terms of the regulation, in terms of the transparency, in terms of the supervision and everything, blockchain technology promises that transparency and that immutability and that inclusion, so that everyone will be involved in the decision making in terms of the educational structure in the country. This is very crucial. When your citizens don't have a very secure platform to actually feel comfortable and actually exchange data, it becomes really problematic. Yes.
Much for that wonderful explanation there. So when we're talking about educational institutions, let's look at this. Okay, before that, our audience, if you have any question, please drop your questions on the comment section. Very soon we'll be picking questions from the comment section and be asking our guest here. So let's look at it. We are talking about educational institutions. Do you think blockchain courses, a lot of discussions are going towards that direction? And I see some universities are also looking towards having a
Yeah.
curriculum that has a blockchain and cryptocurrency education in it. Do you think is a right move to do now? And is it a good one? Should also African higher institutions also embrace that as well?
For me, I think it's long overdue. This particular case studies that you have mentioned, I know University of Namibia, they have an agreement with African Blockchain Institute, and they are building curriculum to actually make it available to the citizens of Namibia. I know University of Cape Town, they have digital currency courses that they run, and that is really, really crucial. You see, the point is that when you look at universities, when you look at blockchain, you see, I don't want to let me explain it from a regional dimension or maybe from a continental dimension. Africa, we need to actually write our stories. You get the point. Africa, we need to protect our information. We need to protect our data. Africa, we need to pursue inclusiveness. What kind of challenges do we have as Africans? We have land rights. People lose their properties because they haven't done a very good search when purchasing it. You get the point. All these things are peculiar issues in Africa. So if a technology would take us a step ahead, why won't educational institutions be interested? Because they are responsible for the enlightenment of what? The knowledge horizon of their citizens. That is what? The African citizens. So for me, I believe that this is really, really crucial for all universities to be involved. I made mention some case studies. If you look at in Europe, Cyprus, University of Nicosia. University of Nicosia is actually a case study when it comes to universities building curriculums or degree programs or master's programs in blockchain technology. They have been able to come out since 2013. They are running a master's program. So you can imagine blockchain technology and digital currency, University of Nicosia. And this particular technology, they've been able to have certain businesses or consortiums or research centers when it comes to blockchain technology. You get the point. You see, the voice of blockchain technology speaks about collaboration. You hear artificial intelligence, you hear Internet of Things, you hear automation and all that. But blockchain technology is saying that let us all work together to actually empower what the citizens of what Africa. So every university must be interested in this. That is how crucial it is. Because can you imagine we transaction among each other? Even the African trade this continental agreement. What does it imply? It implies that we'll be exchanging data. It implies that we'll be exchanging value. It implies we'll be exchanging data that we might not want to exchange, and we want a very secure platform. Imagine such a data is centralized and is attacked. That is Africa, Africa data. Like millions of people, their data is attacked. You can imagine the implications of that. You get the point. So we actually need to have this curriculum. We actually need to enhance the awareness when it comes to blockchain, and we shouldn't just limit it to crypto trading and maybe Bitcoin or Ethereum or all that. It is far powerful than that, and African universities needs to be interested in that. For me, I think it's really, 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 really crucial that we start looking at this as universities. Yes.
Our government aspect of it. So we've been able to look at the educational institutions. How can some governments, most especially African governments, how can they reach the essence of blockchain for better governance? We see that blockchain will play a very good role in our continent. So we see a lot of things when it comes to governance in Africa, most especially. How do you think blockchain can play a role in that sector?
You see, when you look at government, government is very synonymous to leadership. Government is very synonymous to political will. You get the point. So you can imagine that this particular technology, a lot of citizens have adopted the use cases of it already. So what it means is that if government is supposed to show leadership, they must first build knowledge. They must first understand what blockchain is, its user cases. They must be consultative oriented, like they must be consulting oriented, speaking to stakeholders. What is the implication of blockchain in our situation? How can we actually use it? You get the point. They must build that knowledge system, the knowledge capacity, before they even transition to communicating and coming out with policies that would create a platform for SMEs who want to actually build some of these technologies to ensure that everyone is included financially. You get the point. So for me, I believe that blockchain technology cannot actually realize its essence if it's not properly regulated. You get the point. Regulation doesn't mean that they are going to destroy or they are going to put a stop to what blockchain seeks to achieve. No. The point is that technology, or let's say the technological space, it has proven that technology cannot replace people. You get the point. When you are designing blockchain, you design it with a certain principle. We design it by privacy, design it by security and all that. In designing it, it means that human beings are engaged in building some of these protocols or consensus mechanisms. You get the point. So the way we program it, we decide how it should function. So it means that human beings are at the center of blockchain. Government, they should start feeling that pressure that they are the center of blockchain because they need to guide the citizens, they need to guide SMEs, they need to guide parties who intend to what? Implement blockchain technology. And the point is that there are certain jurisdictions or certain settings that blockchain is not actually needed. Maybe cloud computing can actually offer that what solution to it. Maybe artificial intelligence or automation can actually offer that solution to it. So because government is in charge of regulation, they have to understand it even more than SMEs who are actually creating that space and pushing the adoption of what blockchain in Africa and beyond. So for me, you realize that Nigeria, for instance, the government of Nigeria started communicating and banning cryptocurrency. From my opinion, maybe they could have done better because the point is that it was clear that SMEs were able to communicate the use cases of blockchain and its implication far better than the Central Bank of Nigeria. SMEs demonstrated they actually understood it. So why come out to issue a complete ban on cryptocurrency when you don't fully understand it? You get the point. So these are use cases of the point where the regulator or the central government need to clearly understand what blockchain is. If you look at our country, for instance, in Ghana, the Central Bank of Ghana has announced its creation of what Ghana, like e-cities. You get the point, and they've named this as what central digital currency. You get the point. By the end of the day, they are saying that it's going to be secured. So what the security there implies crypto. Crypto is security. So what it means is that they are even using another use case of blockchain technology. You get the point. So it shows that all governments must actually build their knowledge system and inform their citizens, educate them. Seminars, summits, all these things are avenues that you can actually enlighten and create a space for SMEs because they are actually going to push the adoption of crypto and blockchain technology. So that is the role of the government. If they don't come on board now, we are going to lag behind as a continent, and that is very crucial. If we have a transparency issue in Africa when it comes to the distribution of resources, bear in mind central government is politics. Who pays what, who gets what, and when do they get it? Allocation of resources or values. And blockchain technology is there to assist you so that you can actually and equitably and transparently distribute resources from the oil sector, from the energy sector, from the financial position in terms of high cost of remittances and all that. So what are you waiting for? In a country, you must not allow your citizens to lead when it comes to knowledge acquisition and implementation. The government must actually be involved. So that is how crucial the central government is. Yes. Mr. Lee, can you hear me? Great, great, you are back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So I was asking what motivated you into the blockchain and crypto space in the first place, and how are you playing a role in this sector right now?
Sincerely speaking, I've made a lot of transitions in terms of my knowledge acquisition. I did a degree in political science with psychology. I found myself working in the service space, so I was interfacing with the consumer. And for me, I believe that my purpose in life is actually to be of service to people. So it actually pushed me to learning marketing. So I did my second degree in marketing. So in dealing with in the space of marketing, I realized that the consumer was at the center of marketing. And I felt that the data of the consumer, now more than ever, is actually used without the consumer knowing how their data is being used or being monetized. So I realized that no. So what particular technology would actually liberate the consumer in terms of data, in terms of security, in terms of privacy? So I realized that no, there's a technology called blockchain technology. So I started looking into blockchain technology. So most of the times when I speak on issues when it comes to blockchain technology, I speak from the managerial aspect. I also speak from the marketing aspect or perspectives. But for me, I also did a postgraduate degree in blockchain technology. So these are some of the things that actually motivated me to take interest in blockchain technology. And out of the motivation, I participated in Ghana Economic Forum 2019, 2020, and 2021. I also participated in blockchain conferences in the country. So all these things actually made me wants to start up something, and that has to do with the awareness when it comes to blockchain technology. Because I realized that there's a huge gap when you mention blockchain technology or you mention distribution and ledger technology and all that. It becomes a really difficult terms for people to understand. If you mention crypto, it becomes very difficult. So I realized that there was a gap when it comes to awareness. And awareness is what? What is blockchain technology? How is it used? What were the feedback? So with my team, we decided to form an aggregator news platform where any citizen in the country can actually visit. That is blockchainnewsghana.com. They can actually visit and see what blockchain is and some of the use cases, specifically in Ghana, also in Nigeria, because your adoption rate and your your demonstration of what blockchain is like is really evident in the continent or in the globe. So these are actually my trajectory when it comes to how I got myself into blockchain. Yes.
A beautiful way and the passion you have for the industry. We know that this is what should be done. A lot of publicity and education, enlightenment should be done to get people to understand blockchain and cryptocurrency, which we know is the future.
Yeah.
It holds the future.
Yeah.
So people need to get involved into the ecosystem. So right about now, in case you're just joining us, this is OKEx Talks brought to you by OKEx Cryptocurrency Exchange. We are talking about cryptocurrency beyond trading. Can the educational institutions, firm, government, and communities reach the essence of blockchain technology? Right about now, we're going to be taking questions from our audience. I see some questions that are coming. But now, let's go for a short break. When we return, a very quick break. When we return, we take our questions from our audience. We'll be right back. still on the show, OKEx Talks, brought to you by OKEx Cryptocurrency. Right about now, we're going to be taking questions from our audience. So, I have some questions popping up here. Let me just take a look at them. So, this one is for Enose Thaler. I would like to ask a question really um, quick from the ad you guys posted while on the break. How does your exchange solve the problem of traders in Nigeria? This particular question should be going to the OKS team. I'm not part of the team. I'm part of Coinbase Extra CNETv. So let's move. So in Haribin, I have the team lead. He's the host, business development team lead, OKS Africa, in the person of Mr. Paul Aflukwe, who would be in the right position to answer that question. So, but for now, we'll leave that and see the ones that goes directly to our guest. This one is from Okejevo Ebros. How does OKS Africa aim to use blockchain technology to help the financial system in Africa, especially for bank people? This is also for OKS. So I wish the OKS team lead was here to answer some of these questions. Maybe you can go to their social media handle, check them out on Telegram or Twitter at OKS Africa. That's for OKS Africa. So they get to answer these questions and other questions that you might have. So this one is Joe Chuku. What area of blockchain do you, I guess he's trying to say, do you specialize? What area of blockchain do you specialize? He is asking.
Yes, in terms of my specialty, my I'm looking at the awareness of blockchain in Africa and beyond Africa. So I'm looking at building curriculums when it comes to blockchain technology, like introductory courses that would best fit maybe the marketing space, the supply chain and logistics space, the health space, so that I'll be able to tell them what blockchain is and some of the implementation opportunities that they have. So, but when it comes to the use cases, as in building products and services for blockchain technology, I'm actually interested in the payments because I'm looking at we are working together with my friend. I'm working together with a team, including my friend, so that we can actually get a payment platform or an exchange for the Ghanaian community. So when it comes to that aspect, that is actually what I'm currently looking at. Yes.
Listen, let me look. This one is most of these questions are going directly to OKS.
Yes.
People are asking more questions about. Okay, so Eliton here is asking, crypto trading is it the best way for a beginner and you to get involved, knowing that acquiring quick money can make a child go astray? And that's quite funny. It's okay. What can you say about that particular question?
Yes, I like the bit of Charles to go astray and untamed. So this is clearly an issue of what right, is an issue of not advertising cryptocurrency to certain audience. You get the point. So it's about ensuring that those who actually are in a position to engage in crypto exchanges should be given that what advertising what exposition. They should see the advert and maybe restrict certain adverts to what certain category or age group. You get the point. So that one, this is a serious question that has to do with the African society. The point is that we just believe that at the end of the day, we have to check on each other and we have to make sure that those who are not supposed to actually engage in it. So that is, you see, where the government comes in. Because in knowing your consumer, we call it a KYC. In knowing your consumer, you actually be able to know that this person is best fit to actually engage in what cryptocurrency trading or crypto trading. So that is where the regulators are actually really, because they are looking out for the what? The experience that the citizens will get, and they are looking out to what protect the citizenry. So I think all together we have to also work together in that regard. Yeah.
From Wayed Owolabi, do you think African institutional firms will adopt blockchain?
For me, I would say, do I believe, like, do I even see the ending of blockchain? For me, I don't believe, I don't actually see the ending of blockchain. It is not really going to stop because trust is really, really crucial when it comes to dealing with people. Africans, when we are dealing together, we need trust, we need transparency. Any other jurisdiction, they need trust and transparency. But once trust sits on this blockchain, I think it will actually be needed in our activities. So for me, I believe that our institutions are actually lacking behind when it comes to the adoption of blockchain technology because by now they should be able to build the knowledge system because there's this particular technology firm. We call them the Gartner Hype Incorporation. They normally are able to determine when the technology needs to gain to be understood by everyone and when firms are supposed to what adapt that particular technology. You get the point. So now, in terms of the blockchain technology, when it actually came, people didn't understand it properly. So there was this excitement about how it can be used and all that. We call it like the excitement. You get the point. Now it has moved to a case that people are now carefully studying how they can use it. So because they are gaining the knowledge, the excitement is not really around it now. And now, in the next 3 to 5 years, it's seen that SMEs will what push the adoption of what blockchain technology. And for me, I think all institutions they are actually needed. NGOs need it because they actually want to know how their money is being used. Financial firms need it because they need to protect the data of what? The citizenry. Governments need it because they need to ensure the equitable distribution of what? Resources in a very transparent manner. Educational institutions need that because they need to verify their certificates and make sure that citizens or students are able to get what is due to them. So all these things, can we do away with trust? We can't do away with trust because some people even call blockchain as the trust protocol. So you can imagine. Yeah. So we actually need it. It's just a matter of time. Most firms, and even most firms, are actually using this blockchain without knowing because blockchain doesn't suggest like transparency. You should expose all your data for everyone to see. It doesn't suggest that because we have use case, we have types, we have private blockchains, we have public blockchains, we have consortium blockchains. So you use it. It's very flexible. You can't actually go beyond blockchain when you're looking for flexibility because it gives you the chance to actually look at your need and implement it to suit your need. So most people are actually using it without knowing. So people will adopt it. Africa will adopt it because we need to ensure the African prosperity. That is crucial. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Amin. I really appreciate all those explanations and answers you have given to all the questions that have been thrown at you. We really done a very good discussion around this topic, cryptocurrency beyond trading. Can educational institutions, firms, government, and communities reach the essence of blockchain technology? So some of the highlights of this discussion have been around our understanding. So questions were asked around what actually cryptocurrency trading is, I believe, and how it works, and what ways can someone leverage the crypto and blockchain sector beyond the crypto trading. So we also looked at what are some of the ways educational institutions can leverage, and even also governments can leverage this sector. It has really been an interesting discussion, I must say. He been able to answer our questions and also explain them in a way that anyone can understand. Thank you very much once again. I mean, Ayana, founder of Blockchain News Ghana. And before we draw the curtain, I would just like to get a brief closing remarks from you.
For me, I actually believe that you see you see some of these technologies we can't actually do without them. Like it's going to propel us to actually meet the African need because for me I believe I'm an African citizen as against a Ghanaian. You get the point. So for me I believe that if a technology is coming to bring us together so that we can deal with each other in a very honest way, we can deal with each other looking checking each other, looking at our back and pursue the African prosperity. Why won't you join? You see, if you look at the topic that we even discussed, we mentioned communities. The communities there, without the community, blockchain cannot do anything. Blockchain cannot be implemented. You and I, we form the community. Community comes together because there is trust. There's this sense of belonging. Why wouldn't you belong to a particular technology that will make you and I trust each other, put our trust on this technology, see what is happening, then we can move forward. Africa, we need to find our identity. Our identity in terms of, just look at this thing. Now, the footprints that we have left on social media is they have used it to build a digital you. I can clearly say that and confidently say that the footprints I've left on social media and websites, they even understand me more than I understand myself. So you see what it implies. The digital you understands you more than the physical you. So if a technology is coming to place the digital you in your hands, that you can protect your data, you can monetize your data, you can give out your data based on your what? Decision. What more do we want? So this is a rallying call. Central government, communities, business, individuals, community, we must all come together to understanding this technology vis-a-vis other technologies, fourth generational technologies like artificial intelligence, virtual reality, augmented reality, cloud computing, internet of things, cybersecurity. We need to work together. Everyone's expertise is needed. Blockchain is for everyone. Yes, so that is actually my concluding remarks. And you can actually catch me on LinkedIn, Amin Ayana, and I use Amin Ayana for all my social media platforms. So we can start from there, we can engage, we can collaborate. Without collaboration, Africa is going to be at where it is now. Yes.
I, I really appreciate your time and explanation and your kind words. I really did justice to this particular topic. So
And thanks
thank you
for
very much. I also appreciate our audience who took our time joining us today on this discussion. So it has really been a very interesting discussion. I really enjoyed it as well. Our cryptocurrency beyond trading can educational institutions, firms, governments, and communities reach the essence of blockchain technology, and we really have a discussion around it. You know how this program comes your way every Saturday, 8 p.m. West African time on this darling station. CNETv, the first and leading 247 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency, and fintech TV platform in Africa. So we'll be coming your way next week with an interesting topic as well. Also, do well to follow OKEx Africa, or follow them on Twitter and Telegram at OKEx Africa, because I know some of our audience were asking questions around OKEx. So join their social media handles and group so that you'll be able to understand and ask your questions directly to them. So also do well to follow CNETv across our social media. Just follow us at CNETv1 to get information on everything happening in the blockchain, crypto, and fintech ecosystem. So I've been your host so far, Lee Uchamo Heri. So we'll be your way again next week. Bye for now, and have a lovely day, evening, and night.
Kaka. I'm the founder of In Crypto. I'm a cryptocurrency trader, blockchain consultant, and I'm one of the OKEx partners in Nigeria. I've been using OKEx since 2018. My experience of using OKEx has been fantastic. The platform is safe and secure for traders. The user interface is really clean. There were so many challenges that I was having with other exchanges that are not found in OKEx. OKEx is one of those platforms where you can trade with peace of mind. Take for example the trading volume. OKEx trading volume is really legit. Their listing criteria must be really good because you won't find those shit coins, that are just out there to scam you. I would recommend OKEx to other people because of the security of the exchange. OKEx is one of those exchanges that has never been hacked.